part of the journey is the end. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and some people move on from Endgame updates in Marvel Future Fight, but not us. Not us. We've got the very first teaser, sneak peek, I guess, for the end of July Marvel Future Fight Avengers Endgame reworks or additional updates. Now, I have no idea whether this is going to be a full update in terms of having maintenance time, in terms of having a patch, in terms of getting content, or whether this is just going to be a quick patch that basically just reveals content that's already in the game files but it's not live. Kind of like they did with the Rescue uniform, with the Rescue and Captain Marvel and Thor uniforms. I don't really know, but for starters, we have the following. So let's check this out. This is pretty cool, actually. They've put in a lot of work into this, and keep in mind, if they have an additional update waiting for us in a few weeks, we could be seeing a lot of new content. Because, you know, the more time that's spent here, we're already a week or more, almost 2 weeks out of Spider-Man Far From Home. So that's 2 or 3 weeks until the next full update. So we'll have to see what the cycle ends up being. The other really exciting thing to talk about on top of this teaser is San Diego Comic-Con is coming up really fast. And Marvel Future Fight always has a panel there, like a really short little teaser panel, and they always tease some new content to come out in September, which is really, really cool. You know, last year we had Deadpool being announced, which was super hype. They released that video with Domino and all those other characters. The year before that we had Apocalypse, and the year before that we had Gwenpool. So we should expect something huge on that level. I'm guessing either a complete rework thing to Adam Warlock with some additional sort of characters of that cosmic level, or possibly Galactus, or possibly Silver Surfer, or maybe they'll go Namor, or maybe they'll go with something entirely different that I can't anticipate. Maybe they'll do something Carnage, Venom, and them related in terms of the symbiotes, because we've got new comics coming out. Maybe they'll do War of the Realms. Maybe they'll do X-Men because of Hickman. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So just wanted to let you guys know what's coming down the pipeline for Marvel Future Fight. Greetings, agents. This is CM Fragment of the Marvel Future Fight team. They were so excited to post this that they put the FU in caps. Obviously, that's an accident. I know many of our agents have been waiting quite a long time for this announcement. It's finally here. After the new uniforms and characters were added, the final stage has come. The final changes will be taking place. So they make it very clear that they're not going to be changing these uniforms again. These are the final changes. Hopefully they get them right. I will try my best to share the latest information with you as soon as possible. The final battle begins. So we get this really, really cool splash page. Very nice artwork. This is like a regular sneak peek for a full update, so I'm very impressed with them for putting this together on such short notice. And there's quite a bit here. Now we've got the Mad Titan Thanos' warship that he brings in Endgame. He brings to basically the Avengers Mansion. Now I don't know what this means, if we're going to be getting a new skill for Thanos. I don't think his uniform needs any more buffs, please Marvel, but it would be really cool if Corvus or one of the other Infinity War Endgame characters of the Black Order got a rework. But otherwise, we really shouldn't expect anything of this. I mean, it could possibly hint at a new game mode or a reworked game mode, but I wouldn't have too many expectations. But really, the good stuff is right here at the bottom. The scorched earth and everything is just a shout out to the Avengers Mansion. They just had to make the buildings kind of nondescript, but otherwise, this is pretty much a quite accurate representation of the battlefield. We've got, of course, Mjolnir standing there on the ground, hinting that someone's going to be getting it. Now, whether it's going to be Thor who gets it added to his uniform, or it's going to be Captain America, or both, I don't know, but it's just awesome to see and to know that our expectations and our hopes are being fulfilled, which is the best feeling as a gamer and as someone playing a game for 4+ years. To ask for something and then to get it is a really powerful feeling. And then we have Iron Man's helmet. So obviously Iron Man's going to be getting some sort of rework. Now, whether this rework also includes possibly taking off his helmet, which is something that I have kind of privately speculated. If they give him the Infinity Gauntlet and take off his helmet, it would be a really, really cool way to immortalize Robert Downey Jr.'s character, Tony Stark, in the movie. And then that's pretty much it. There's no sign of Cap anywhere here, aside from, of course, the hammer that he wielded. We do have, I think, one person on Discord, Danny, noticed that there's a piece of metal here that's a little bit off color. It looks a little bit more like Cap's sort of gear color in terms of that dark blue, but otherwise, I mean, the only thing you could say is that there's a Storm coming, so I guess Storm's uniform is going to get a rework, even though she has nothing to do with Endgame. No, that's pretty much it, but this is pretty damn good. Who's the hero fighting against the battleship in the sky? So that would be Captain Marvel. I don't think Captain Marvel is going to be getting any reworks, but that is the character that comes out of the sky to fight the ship. You'll soon be able to meet them in Marvel Future Fight. More details will be shared once they're prepared. So apparently we're going to be getting more sneak peeks, which is pretty bonkers. On Twitter, they didn't say anything too revealing, but I do have to shout them out for this amazing. Some may have moved on from Endgame, but not us. Tell us whose new skill you look forward to using the most. So they're hinting that there's going to be new skills added, which is amazing. And I love the reference to the movie, not only because it's a reference to Endgame, but also because it kind of pokes fun at us. You know, some fans, some game communities might have moved on from an update and just given up and accepted the fact that the update wasn't up to their expectations and up to their standards, but not us. We will keep whining and complaining and hashtag this and hashtag that until something happens. So I think that's pretty funny. I'm not necessarily saying that that's what they meant to say, but that's just how I read it, and so I wanted to share that with you guys. As far as new skills, oh man, if you just scroll through, oh no, it's cutting off. I'm a dumbass. Okay, sorry. So I didn't realize that the text is actually being cut off on Twitter. Let me fix that. No, that's the wrong one. Let me fix that real quick so you guys can see what the hell I am talking about. Yes, so some people move on, but not us. You can see there, that's what I was saying. But if you want to know which new skills, just go into the comments of this post, because you've got so many great. I mean, you got some bad suggestions, but you got some great suggestions. You got tons of good gifs of characters. A lot of people want to see Cap wielding Mjolnir, which is, of course, what I want to see as well. A lot of people want to see Thor charging up his hammers and hitting them together, where, like, you know, whether he has that as his own standalone skill, or he has that as a skill featuring Iron Man, or it's one of Iron Man's skill that features Thor. We'll have to wait and see. I think, personally, it would be really cool to have Iron Man jump in and charge up... having Thor jump in for Iron Man's skill and charge up Iron Man, but I would also love to see Thor just have this as a standalone skill where he just slams his hammers together and charges up, because I also want to see a different skill for Iron Man, and no, it's not the snap, it's actually the skill where he goes back to back with Rescue, with his wife Pepper. I would love to see Rescue jump in and do like a back-to-back unibeam around the field. I think that would be amazing. I would love for them to bring the unibeam back. It's my favorite Iron Man skill, and it's one that we've lost for a long time with the recent uniforms. A lot of people also want to see War Machine's uniform getting the super bulky Endgame clip. You know, I would love to see skill changes for Hulk, especially just given his power level. A lot of people are asking for tier 3s as well, like a tier 3 Hulk, tier 3 Wanda, tier 3 Black Widow. Now, as far as tier 3s go, I wouldn't personally want any new tier 3s. I think we're kind of all tapped out on CCF unless you're blowing mad cash in this game. There's just not enough resources, and there's not enough reason to give a new tier 3 character at this time. I think if they are going to do a tier 3, it might feel rushed and they might not feel strong enough, so it's just going to feel tacked on and like a cash grab. So I would rather they just focus on the uniforms. Now, some people are kind of confused saying that they're going to be new uniforms. I don't think so. I think they're going to just be reworks of the existing uniforms. It's not going to be an update or a patch that really makes Netmarble a lot of money, because I think most people have already purchased the uniforms, but I think it's just for customer appreciation and customer satisfaction and making sure that we're happy playing the game. So, you know, that's part of the reason why I keep spending, because when we ask for things, we tend to get them in Marvel Future Fight, whereas other games and other communities don't. So yeah, but if you, for whatever reason, haven't purchased the uniforms, don't purchase them yet. They'll go on sale when they get changed, when they get reworks. Whenever uniforms get improvements, you'll be able to see that in the uniform list. It'll say, instead of saying featured, it'll say changed or improved, and there'll be a different color at the top next to the text, and then you'll know that those are the uniforms that got changed. But there's tons of possibilities. I mean, Nebula could get buffs, Hulk could get buffs, Black Widow could get buffs, and they all technically deserve them. I think Ant-Man's probably the only one that doesn't deserve or need any buffs. Rocket's probably fine the way he is. He's got beautiful skill animations, and his uniforms themselves look beautiful, so I wouldn't want to change them at all. And I think he's just a solid character. He's not really a main actor anyways. He's not a main character. I don't expect any changes for Ronan or Hawkeye because he's already amazing, but I do expect the most changes for these three bad boys right here. Cap with the hammer, of course. Thor with both hammers. I mean, he has both hammers, but using both hammers in his skills. That's kind of the complaint that people have. He's holding them, but he's not actually using them. Now, it will be difficult because his team suit doesn't have the other hammer. But, as we've seen from the Synergy uniform with Spider-Man, you can have different skills. So I think that's what they're going to do. I think they're just going to make the Fat Thor uniform have 1 or 2 different skills, and to actually use those hammers in those skills. They may not necessarily change the skill damage, but at least they'll change the animations, because it's obvious they can do that. They did it for Spider-Man. And then the big one is Iron Man, especially after Doctor Strange's Tier 3. Iron Man just looks so much worse. Like, he already looked bad compared to Captain Marvel and other Tier 3s. Then Jean comes along and makes him look completely terrible. I mean, Iron Man's basically never been good for PvP. But if you see how gigantic of a gap there is between a Tier 3 Iron Man in PvP and a Tier 2 Jean Grey, forget Tier 3. It's disgusting. He's so bad compared to the Blast class mainstays. And then Doctor Strange comes along and poops on his dreams by being a better PvE Blast character. You know, if there was one thing Iron Man could have possibly edged out Jean Grey on, it was PvE. And then he gets dumped on by Doctor Strange. So they're going to have to put a lot of work. I mean, they've already probably put in the work, but they know how to make Blast characters strong. We've seen what a super strong Blast PvP character looks like, and now we've seen what a super strong Blast PvE character looks like. We've seen what happens when you give someone, you know, all defense down 60% that you can spam every like 6 or 7 seconds. It's completely bananas. So hopefully they do right by Iron Man. If you're keeping track at home, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is going to be the 6th time that Iron Man gets a new or reworked uniform. Hopefully the 6th time is the charm for Iron Man. It's so exhausting to carry him around and know how garbage he is. I think he has a possibility to be a really cool character. They could make him PvP focused. They could make him PvE focused. I would personally like to see more PvP from him, just because he has such an epic one-on-one duel with Thanos. If he had increased damage against supervillains, if he had like double or triple the heal, so perhaps if his HP shield was 150% of max HP, he could actually take a lot of hits and recharge and actually like be super tanky. I would honestly love that, and it would be just like the character in the movie. He goes toe-to-toe with Thanos for like 9 minutes on Titan, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm personally super hyped for the Endgame reworks. I'm also super interested to see how Netmarble handles this update, this sort of like mini update in addition to whatever's coming next. Are they going to push it way back, or are we going to be sandwiched with tons of content at the end of July and at the beginning of August? Personally, I want to be sandwiched. I want to be between 2 pieces of giant Netmarble Marvel Future Fight update bread all the time, so I have, you know, 1,000 videos that I can bring out to you guys, and I can just make content on content on content, other than just slapping CTPs of rage on random characters and making it a video. But yeah, we'll find out and we'll see what's coming next. The final thing I want to bring up to you guys, just really briefly, is that Netmarble also released the rewards for the giant boss raid community sort of questionnaire and kind of survey to see how to fix the game mode, or how to buff the game mode. So they addressed that. They said that they're going to we should look forward to the changes they're going to prepare for Giant Boss Raid in line with the suggestions. So that's amazing. I mean, we could see the Giant Boss Raid changes, the buffs for the game mode as soon as the next full update. I don't expect them to do that for this Endgame update. They could also save the Giant Boss Raid buffs and changes for maybe the San Diego Comic-Con announcement or the update that comes with that, which will probably be, as I said, in September. It usually is. But keep in mind, Apocalypse update was technically September and October. It was pretty delayed, so we might not be seeing it for a few more months. But also, just so that you guys know, the rewards were put into your inbox. Personally, I had no idea what was going on, so that's why I'm letting you guys know. I just randomly found 50 boost points in a 4-star hero chest, and I was like, what is this admin gift? Well, if you completed the survey, boom, you should get your rewards by now. And if you didn't, restart your game or something like that. And if not, send a support ticket, I guess, to Netmarble. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the Endgame sneak peek, and how epic is it going to be to see the boys back together? Cap with the hammer, Iron Man possibly being an OG badass for the first time ever in Marvel Future Fight. I can't wait. Maybe they'll sneak in some Spider-Man buffs too, but we can't ask for the moon and the stars. I don't have enough pocket space for all that. Hit me up in the comments down below. Join the Discord. It's popping. Hit me up on Twitter. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you later today. Take care.